All right. Welcome back. Oh, boy. Woo. Of course, you know, the second I start to speak, the voice doesn't want to cooperate. But compLexity, Borster, win or go home. It's a best of 3 for your qualifier lives, and compLexity and Borster both coming off losses, and now they need to win this best of 3 to move on. It's compLexity with their new lineup with 343 Limp, Death, Z-Freak, and Miracle. Miracle from Southeast Asia. Well, used to play, if I believe correctly, for IG Vitality for a little while, for a couple of months in the last season. And they did okay. Came 3rd in DPL, which is pretty good considering how good the Chinese region is out there. And, of course, you've got 343 and Death coming in as well. For Borster, RGB, Brink, KVH, Boris, and Goblin57, who, according to the participating teams on Wikipedia, that's Kendo. So I'll hold him to that. I'll call him Goblin until I get the confirmation. But I think it's Kendo. But for compLexity right now, we get into this draft. The bans are as follows: Magnus, Dazzle, PA. And then for Borster, it is Wisp, Axe, and Brew.
5 seconds remaining.
Take a look at Grimstroke and Undying picked up for compLexity. And then Tiny and Earthshaker picked up for Borster with the ban of Phoenix coming in. So lockdown already here for Borster. But Undying getting picked up, wanting to use that decay in lane, make it very difficult for the side of Borster, whoever is opposing this Undying. Grimstroke will be interesting to see
5 seconds remaining.
who they want to pair him up with and what ulti they want to pair him up with. Sometimes you see like a Lich come in for a team when they have a Grimstroke, but Undying already picked up.
Here's the Radiant ban.
So the ban of the Jug. A lot of lockdown here for Borster already with Earthshaker and Tiny. With the Fissure, the Totem, and the Echo Slam being quite nice for Earthshaker. Let me just name all of Earthshaker's skills. But Tiny as well, Avalanche Toss. See how they use that to
5 seconds remaining.
to go against compLexity. Usually we see like an Avalanche Toss into like a Totem or something like that. But we'll see what else Borster are looking to pick up later in this draft, as it's 5th ban time for both compLexity and Borster.
The Dire get a ban.
So they ban out the Lone Druid. Been a popular pick recently. Phantom Lance are getting banned out, and now they go to the Luna. So more lockdown, more team fight potential, pushing potential. I like this Luna pick. It'll be interesting to see what comes with it. Where this Tiny's going to be, where the Earthshaker is. Luna should be in the one spot regardless. And now looking to pick up the Spectre as compLexity, which we saw in the previous series. And it didn't exactly go too well, but they need a lineup that can open up some space.
Radiant's turn to pick.
At least for the side of compLexity, and they've got Undying and Grimstroke so far, with Batrider picked up by Borster.
10 seconds.
So Batrider picked up here.
5 seconds remaining.
You know, I see Batrider, I think of, you know, Legion or Abaddon for complexity. So we'll see what complexity you want to put with this Spectre, Undying, and Grimstroke. This is the first time I actually get to see Grimstroke in action in a game I'm casting, so I'm definitely very interested to see how this ends up going. And there's the Legion, like I said.
Welcome back, landlubber. Get any salt in your lungs?
So final bans coming out for both sides. Complexity needing a mid, as does Borster. I would believe. Unless they want to put that tiny mid. We'll have to see. Complexity getting beat by Plus Ultra. The Eternal Envy squad with Fear Snaking Monkeys Forever. Shisui? Shisui? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But then EG defeating Team Borster in their previous series. So final ban comes through. It's going to be Zeus, and then follow that up with a Meepo ban.
Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
Dyer's turn to pick.
Lena.
So they go with the Lena. So Lena made Legion offlane, Spectre safe lane, Undying and Grimstroke as your supports. And I'm not too surprised by the Lena with the Grimstroke. And then Rubik picked up for Borster. Is this our third straight Rubik mid game? Yeah? Okay. So it is. Our third straight Rubik mid game. You see Rubik once, you see it 3 more times. And it's Limp on the Lena, Death on the Legion Commander, Miracle on the Spectre, 3-4-3 on the Undying, Z-Freak on the Grimstroke, and then Borster, Brink with the Rubik, Goblin with the Earth Shaker Jubei on the Tiny KVH with the Batrider, and then Boris on the Luna. Did I read that wrong? No. Because it has listed for Borster KVH 1, Brink 2, Kendo God 3, Boris 4, Jubei 5. Unless they changed. And it's different. But I do like complexity's lineup. I like the Legion here. I like the Lena. They have a lot that can work for them early to keep the map open for Spectre, especially with the early nuke damage. Yeah, that's right. I had to restart Dota, so my settings were off. So we'll take a look into this game one between compLexity and Borster. compLexity on the Radiant side, of course. Borster on the Dire side for this game one. And right away, compLexity smoking up and writing on the map that they are going to push over through the river onto the Dire side and look for a pickoff potentially. They took Decay, they took Spectral Dagger. They'll leave the Legion in the safe lane for now to try and get this kill. And it could be potentially this Earthshaker. And a good spot to break this smoke. Going a little bit high is going to be Limp. Will actually spot this Earthshaker. And now they'll find the stun with the Spectral Dagger. See what they're able to get as Z-Freak is here as well. Using that Stroke of Fate to try and get on the Goblin and make up the space between him and the rest of the team. They're unable to get this kill onto the Earthshaker, push him away from the rune, as well as placing a nice little ward here. And let's see if Borster want to react. Decay coming out from 343, already 12 Decay strength for him. With that hit onto multiple heroes. Decay once again. Spectral Dagger coming out. Stroke of Fate, but stunned up is going to be Z-Freak. Now throws the Stroke of Fate over onto Boris. And it's first blood here for compLexity for Miracle on this Spectre. Meanwhile, over bottom, KVH getting chased by Death. But first blood for compLexity, especially on this Spectre, is going to be quite nice. So Decay coming out again. They've got 3 heroes in this lane with 343 Z-Freak and Miracle up here. Meanwhile, over mid, we take a look with Limp mid against Brink on the Rubik. I believe there was just a rotation of that Earthshaker. Z-Freak gonna pull this creep wave. Earthshaker is setting up to possibly go in on this Lena. They have level 1 in Fade Bolt holding it. It's usually an 0-1-1, but we'll see what they want to go for. As there is the fissure coming through. Limp getting low. There's the telekinesis. Courier coming over. You got to send it back because the Limp is dead. With the Earthshaker rotation and Brink here with the telekinesis Fade Bolt, they'll get the kill onto the Lena mid. So nice kill there for Borster. It's 343, doing a really good job with this Decay. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go towards the tier 2 and look for a respawn once he's out of mana with that Mango, but he might just be dead here instead. Gets that stick off, able to survive. Body blocks on Boris. Stroke of Fate charged up for a moment from Z-Freak. But they won't end up moving in past this tier 1 tower. And in fact, 343 is going to go all the way back to base and then walk his way towards top once again, which was probably the plan. He just didn't want to give up the kill to the Luna or the Tiny, which is Jubei in this support Tiny role. 3 slippers of agility early. Spectral Dagger as well as the Stroke of Fate coming out on a Boris in Jubei. Level 2 is the Ink Swell. So if you can get in their face with the Ink Swell placed on you, could potentially see some good follow-up here for compLexity. And there it is. Ink Swell comes out, stuns up the Earthshaker with Miracle by himself for a moment, but sitting with full health. Jubei walks over. He took the tree, level 1, or level 2. with Avalanche level 1. And already, it's a 1,000 net worth lead here for the side of compLexity. Def doing a pretty good job here, 21-7 to the 6-1 of this Pat Rider, who really hasn't been able to make anything happen. KVH doing all he can against this Legion, but it really isn't enough. Sitting 12 last hits behind, the multitude of denies here for the Legion commander. Stroke of Fate comes in to steal that Hellbear Z-Freak, and a little bit of cheeky gold there for himself. I look over at Boris. Here's the Inkswell. Z-Freak gets it onto the Luna. Boris ends up dropping a Z-Freak. Man, that damage, at least this early, is pretty devastating. Now they've got 3 heroes over top of the rotation over for this Earthshaker. See what he's able to do. Jubei as well as Boris are up here. We'll see what compLexity are able to do as they use the Spectral Dagger once again. There is the Stroke of Fate coming through onto the Luna. They get the stun. It splits up a couple of these heroes on the side of compLexity, but the Spectral Dagger is there for Miracle to continue on forward. And now the Inkswell comes through, hits Boris once again. They might lose 3-4-3, but the Stroke of Fate is there and keeping alive 3-4-3 because they've been slowed up. Decay comes in. Double kill here for Miracle. Now they look over at Juve.
Playing Dota 2. Double kill.
But it's a couple of kills here for compLexity, as they are just heavily pressuring this top lane. Three, 4, 3. Not gonna just go for the respawn. He's got this shrine ready. So, creep pull here for Miracle. The vision is around, though, for the side of the Dire. Not much they could do with that information anyway. And they move Boris over to the bottom lane. Legion Commander already sitting level 6, so he needs to... they need to be careful on the side of Borster, because Legion's already 6 in this duel. With a level 3 Luna, you could be in trouble. And almost out of mana as well. And they're looking for it. They're trying to get the duel. Nice fissure. Oh, actually not enough mana for that fissure. I mean, for that duel. Oh, Miracle gets dropped here by KVH with the rotation over level 6 for the Bat Rider. After getting that kill on a Spectre and using that sticky napalm with the Firefly, doing a lot of damage to the Spectre, making this a very difficult lane now because the aggression can come through on a Miracle if he's not too careful. Rubik sitting level 6, 2-0 Talismans. Meanwhile, under the tier 1 tower, well, past it. We'll get the kill on the Boris, and Miracle cleans up that one. Meanwhile, KVH over towards top of the Firefly, and Sticky Napalm once again will clean up 3-4-3. Miracle comes over towards bottom, and that was behind the tier 1 tower. Is it still standing? Not getting pressured too heavily just yet. I liked these lanes beforehand, and the Luna was struggling against this Spectre. Batrider can play heavily aggressive with the sticky napalm and the Firefly doing a lot of damage. Take a look, Avalanche on the Limp. What did he steal? He stole the Dragon Slave, and now the stun comes through onto this Tiny. They drop down the Tombstone. There's the Telekinesis to lift up Limp, but the Soul Rip there from 343 is going to be enough. No, the Tree Toss gets the kill, and now Z-Freak moving in with the Ink Swell, hits onto the Rubik, and they'll get this kill with the Stroke of Fate. Tiny ends up surviving. Meanwhile, they did lose Goblin. He had gone down to death, and I believe that was with the duel victory.
Dire's bottom tower is about to flounder.
Still a 2,000 net worth lead here for the side of compLexity. Sitting top of the net worth is Death with this Legion Commander. Going for the Bracer and then into a Blink Dagger. We'll see if he holds the gold and maybe goes straight over to the Blink. Spectre has Phase Boots, 2 Wraith Bands coming over again with the Sticky Napalm as well as the Firefly. Ink Swell placed on a Miracle, but it's not going to land anywhere. The Silence was through on a KVH and now the Decay on a 2. It pushes them back with 343 nearby. And Z-Freak does have that ulti ready to go. .343 into the hands of Goblin, and now Ink Swell placed onto the Undying. They'll get the kill. Laguna Blade is used. They look over at KVH, who's now on the run. Turns his way back over with the lasso hitting onto the Lina. They'll get the kill with the Avalanche coming through from Jubei. Brink moving in, and they'll try to clean up this Tombstone. Soul Rip comes out. KVH's life will be taken out of his hands as Miracle gets the kill there. And now the duel coming through onto the Rubik. Avalanche hitting on 4 of these heroes. They'll get the kill anyway. It won't get duel damage, but they will clean up Brink. And now they're looking for the Earthshaker. Goblin Totem stuns up Death for just a moment. Duel up in 35, so he's not going to have it again inside this engagement. Jubei hitting away at 343 as well as Death as the Avalanche comes in. There's the Echo Slam doing a lot of damage, taking out 343, and now Death able to just get away. Neutral creeps clean up this Earthshaker, but Death has been found by KVH. The chase is on. Jubei is here. There's the toss with the Flame Break coming in, and another kill for the side of Team Borster. Stroke of Fate thrown at Borster, or thrown at these 3 heroes on Borster. As Inkswell stuns up this Batrider, as well as the Silence coming in. Z-Freak trying to run. Flame Break pushing him back, nicely placed. And Brink will get the kill here onto Z-Freak.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
So a bit of a recovery there overall for Team Borster. Staying too long and too deep, in my opinion, was compLexity, and they do pay quite a price for starting that engagement over in that area.
Radiant's middle tower can't handle this deluge.
Ooh, over mid, lasso, Fade Bolt, Z-Freak gone. Also grabbing Stroke of Fate. A nice one here for Rubik to have. And we're back at even. It was about a 3,000 net worth lead for the side of compLexity for some time, but with these kills and the turnaround that happened by the secret shop over here on the Dire side, the game has got itself back at even. However, Spectre has this Yasha Miracle trying to farm as best he can, and sitting 6,000 net worth right behind him is a Limp. going for the Yules. Oh, stroke of fate on Rubik. No wind-up.
Dire's middle tower is drowning.
Radiant's bottom tower is staggering.
Like a drunk sailor. Dire's top tower is about to take the plunge.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. What's this? Dire fortified their structures?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Coming over is the side of compLexity. They do send Limp over towards bottom to throw the stun onto Jubei with the Laguna Blade if they're able to get the kill. Stroke of Fate used. Here comes the Haunt from the Spectre, and now they've got the Fissure. That's going to be placed pretty well. The ulti comes out from Z-Freak. They'll get the kill on Jubei. They'll take out KVH. That's going to be 2. Looking over at Brink. This is the chase is on from compLexity to get themselves 3 heroes. 3-4-3, Limp, Miracle, all getting the kill on Jubei, KVH, and Brink. And compLexity with a nice fight over bottom. Doing real well to make that pressure explode in the face of Team Borster.
Dire's bottom tower is about to flounder.
So Olympus finished the Yules, 3-0 Talismans. Blink Dagger here for the Legion Commander, skipping that second Bracer going into the Blade Mail, then the BKB. And then you take a look, is only 1,100 gold away is going to be Spectre on the Yule, on the Mantis Style, not the Yules, excuse me, misspeaking. Looking for the duel, there's the Blink, will get it. And we'll find the dual damage as well with the help of Limp in 3-4-3. So the pressure is starting to mount here for the side of compLexity. 40 dual damage for the Legion Commander. And a 3,000 net worth lead with Spectre sitting top of the net worth, 2,000 ahead of the first on the Dire side. Disconnect with an instant pause coming in.
Wasn't it right?
Arcane Boots here for Z-Freak, 2-2 and 10. Should be ready to roll.
If I had time to find a snack. Dire's bottom tower won't
KVH
last long.
in an interesting spot.
Dire's bottom tower.
As I believe the TP attempt was there, KVH went in, and now he's going to pay the price. TP was started by Z-Freak. But then KVH came in and he ends up falling.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
Okay, here to spot Limp. There is the Avalanche as well as the toss to the rest of the team. Echo Slam on top of that. And that is all to kill Limp. I could understand that for a Spectre, but that seems like a little bit of overkill to get the kill on to Limp on this Lina. Courier going over to pick up the ulti orb here for Miracle. Blink Dagger finally picked up for the Rubik. Should be going into the Ags next. Meanwhile, Luna for Wraith Bands, Mask of Madness for Boris. This Wraith Band nonsense is exactly that, nonsense.
Tower is under attack.
Radiant's bottom tower has
Boris
rung its
gets the
last bell.
tower. Moving forward, Jubei, Brink. See what they're able to get. Death is smoked up here, looking for the kill on a Jubei. And the Haunt will come in, as well as the Spectre moving forward. There's the stun with the Laguna Blade. They'll get the dual damage onto the Legion Commander, looking a little bit more forward. The stun through onto the Spectre. Z-Freak looking to slow them down as they retreat. But won't chase any further, as they only get the kill onto the Tiny. And more dual damage here for Death. Now at 58. KVH with the Spectral Dagger attempting to TP out. Nobody here to stop that. Also picking up that Blink Dagger, but the Blade Mail here for Death. Now they've got the Blink with the duel, but nice little stun coming out. Death on the run was trying to get this duel out there and will still be able to do so anyway. 2 shots gets the duel damage, now sitting at 76. Limp Invis with Boris nearby, but it's a near miss between the two of them. Brink, telekinesis, through onto the Rubik, and looked as though 343 was going to make an attempt to move forward, but won't do so as the Yules comes in, and there's the Laguna Blade and the kill there for Death onto this Boris Luna. Limp moving forward, uses that Yules, gets the kill. Z-Freak may have died, but they'll get one in revenge and take out this Luna. But immediately, Borster not looking to take their foot off the pedal, and they will smoke up, possibly finding themselves 3-4-3 over top. As they should. KVH, Blink. There's the Totem with the Avalanche and the burn from KVH coming through to get that kill on the 3-4-3, holding the lasso, even though he didn't have it. Or holding the Echo Slam too. We've seen Goblin be very easy with throwing that Echo Slam.
Are Radiant using echolocation?
Oh, Blink looking for the duel on a KVH. Death moving in. There's the Yules. Still can find it. There it is. And there is more dual damage here for Death. 94 dual damage hitting for 227. This guy hurts.
This will do nicely.
And it's a 4,000 lead here for compLexity with the Manta style finished for Spectre going into the Diffusal Blade. 2,200 gold saved up, so almost there. Then you take a look at Limp. He's going into the Boots of Travel with the Aether Lens, 3 null Talismans, and a Yules. And of course the Blade Mail finished off for the Legion Commander going into the BKB next, and then the Heaven's Halberd. But Blink Dagger available for the Earthshaker. See if they can find a nice Blink Echo to start these fights on. Attack speed talent taken here for the Legion Commander. And compLexity are setting up where they might be ready for a rotation coming in from Borster. They also have a ward nearby. So they'll walk on over. Let's see what they're able to do. And there's the ulti used by 343. The blink away by this Earthshaker. Now he won't be able to re-engage with the Haunt being used by the Spectre. Death gets the kill on a KVH. Brink ends up dying here to Miracle. And you take a look as the chase is on, looking for Jubei. Stroke of Fate with the Inkswell. And Limp gets the kill. 3 heroes dead on the side of Borster, and right into Roche they go. Pick up that Aegis on Miracle, who's finished off the Diffusal Blade.
Radiant's bottom tower faces a
Boots of
stiff
travel
wind.
here for Limp as well. Sitting very far behind is this Dire side. They want this Manta style on Boris. They want to blink Echo to start a fight. They have not really been positioning themselves or finding advantageous attacks towards the side of complexity. As now with the Boots of Travel, Limp is here over top. There's the Yules with the stun as well as the Laguna Blade looking for the kill on a KVH who pops the drums to try and run. Bottling up, getting some distance, and with the Dragon Slave will eventually fall. Undying over bottom. 3-4-3 will fall, as will the Tombstone. Another bit of gold, or will it be? Boris in a lot of trouble with the Blade Mail. There's the Stroke of Fate with the ulti being placed down on both the Earthshaker and Boris. They'll get themselves both these kills. They will not lose death. And complexity rotating heavily. Meanwhile, Limp over top gets Jubei. And that is 4 kills for the side of complexity all of a sudden. 130 dual damage here for the Legion Commander.
Who turned up the heat?
Duel up in about 5. Has E-Blade or, okay, Shadow Blade, never mind.
Dire's middle tower
For both
is
the
drowning.
Legion as well as the Z-Freak Grimstroke. Over top. Spectre losing the Aegis. They are here to use this Eclipse. See what they can do with the Lasso coming in as well as the Eclipse. But now here comes the rest of complexity. The Laguna Blade is going to be used here on the KVH. They won't get the kill. And the buyback into the hunt from Miracle on this Spectre. Looking for Brink. Gets the kill. Boris drops as well. And neither of them have buyback. They're looking over to Goblin as well as KVH. They're both sitting in love with the Blink back into the well. Buyback comes through from the Earthshaker. Jubei looking to be next. There it is. Triple kill for Miracle. The buyback from the Tiny. Looking to TP pretty close, but the Blink into the duel gets the kill as death. And now they look over at Jubei again, who just bought back. The toss back onto the Undying. They look over the Earthshaker. He's going to be used up. Jubei trying to run away from death, but he is not getting too far away at the moment as he'll lose his Earthshaker. And now KVH in a lot of trouble. The ulti comes out from Z-Freak. They'll get themselves one. They'll look for another Jubei on the run, trying to make it back to the well, but it's going to be possibly no. Not a full team wipe here for complexity, but 4 heroes dead, multiple buybacks used, the tier 3 top going down, and complexity putting it all together to take the top tier 3 and the top melee racks. Death being watched. 3-4-3 and Z-Freaker here. There's the toss on the Brink. Stroke of Fate being thrown out by Z-Freak. They won't get the range racks, but they almost bring it down, and they are ready to re-engage. Limp moving forward. There's the Shadow Blade looking for the duel, but the use is going to be used by Limp. They'll get the stun with the duel and the Blade Mail looking for the kill. They'll find the Laguna Blade onto Jubei. Get it. Stroke of Fate as well as the Inkswell. Z-Freak helps Death get the kill on a Brink, and that's going to be 2 more dead on the side of Team Borster.
Have fallen.
182 duel damage. 16,000 net worth lead. And they start to pressure the mid-tier too.
Dire's middle tower is under pressure. Death tax. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower just got
Tier 2
knocked
tower
down.
goes down. Ag's picked up by Limp, sitting level 20
Dire's middle tower
with the
is
spell
under
amp.
attack.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
There's the Shadow Blade. Doesn't want to come into range of this tier 2 tower just yet. Boris might show himself. He comes in close. There's the Blink with the Blade Mail popped in, as well as the Haunt coming in. Now the ulti, that's going to land on two of these heroes with the Laguna Blade. Boris and Brink are already taken out of the fight with KVH trying to run with the lasso. Placed down onto Death. There's the Eclipse. Dropped down by Boris, who just bought back into the fight, but it's not going to be enough to take out anybody as Miracle and Death try to run away. Boris hit with the Stroke of Fate, and now continuing to move on forward is going to be compLexity as they'll finally get themselves the kill onto the Earthshaker. They lose KVH next. Down goes this Luna. It's going to be a rampage here for Limp. Jubea's next double rampage coming in for Limp. With the help of the team, the GG is called by Team Borster, and compLexity finish it out in style for game 1.
Couldn't withstand the tide.
That was absolutely disgusting. The Grimstroke ulti placed on Boris and Blink with the Ags Laguna Blade coming in, completely destroying Boris and Brink. And then moving on to the rest of the team, the double rampage there for Limp. Absolutely stunning. compLexity 41-14, just 27.5 minutes into the game. They take it. They will be moving into game 2, looking to continue their NA qualifier lives. Take a look over as 12-4 for Limp, 10-1-16 for Death, 208 dual damage. Total damage for heroes. Top of that's going to be Miracle with 24,000, 21,000 for Limp. Especially helping is that last team fight with the Grimstroke ulti and the Laguna Blade with the Ags thrown out. And Borster, they are down to their last possible game if they lose. They need to win to keep their lives up at this NA qualifier for the Chongqing Major. So these are the Chongqing Major North America qualifiers. And we'll be back in just a moment. I'm your caster Bkop at Bkop92 on Twitter. Tweet at me to let me know how I'm doing. Follow me to know when I'm casting. And we will be back in just a moment. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate you. I love you. And we'll be back with Game 2 soon. So stick around if you'd like.